saw the other day with Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country.
I'm going to go with Eala in a close 3-setter. I reckon this is going to go down the wire, but because of the week off from Eala, I think that she might be able to cause the upset here, and Paolini is not playing that great. And unlike the Alexandrova match in Abu Dhabi where Eala got overpowered, that's not going to be the problem here. So I'm going to go with Eala on a limb. It's not going to be easy, but I reckon that Eala might be able to just get a non-confident or an...
As Alex Eala is ready to play world number 8 Jasmine Paolini in the upcoming round of the Dubai Open, the tennis community is a hive of excitement. The fact that experts and analysts are naming Eala as the overwhelming favorite going into this meeting, despite the substantial rating discrepancy, is what makes it so intriguing. The tennis community has been rocked by this audacious prediction, which has sparked conversations about form, momentum, and the unpredictability of professional tennis. Alex Eala's recent triumph over Hailey Baptiste marked the beginning of her path to this well-known bout. In the opening set, the young Filipino star demonstrated her dominance and tactical awareness, which have been causing a stir in the tennis community. However, Baptiste's injury caused her to retire from the match during the second set, which was a regrettable turn of events. Eala's reaction to the conditions of her victory, even though she advanced to the next round, demonstrated the personality that has won her admirers all over the world. She talked about how she felt about the way the match finished in her post-match interview after it happened. Sincerely, Eala expressed her desire to avoid defeating Baptiste in this manner. Although she was confident in her game and had performed well in the first set, she admitted that no contender likes to move forward because their opponent is unable to continue. Eala had already shown why she is regarded as one of the most promising young players in women's tennis prior to Baptiste's sad injury. In the opening set, her strategy was nothing short of brilliant. Baptiste was forced to sprint from side to side, covering the most ground possible with each rally, as Eala continually aimed her strokes at the broad ends of the court. This strategy accomplished several goals. First of all, it kept Baptiste from finding a rhythm that led her to use her strong ground strokes. Second, it slowly degraded Baptiste's physical condition, leaving her breathless and unable to find the right times to hit the ball hard. It was challenging for Baptiste to establish angles for her counterattacks because of Eala's clever and calculated shot selection, which opened the court on Baptiste's side while maintaining her own shot's control and narrowness. The Filipino player exhibits maturity above her years by being able to carry out such a complex game plan at her age. Experts think she can defeat a top 10 opponent like Paolini because of her unique blend of technical brilliance, tactical acumen, and mental poise. Jasmine Paolini is currently experiencing a worrying downturn, whereas Eala has been on the rise. The Italian player has had difficulty finding consistency and results in the 2025 season, despite her impressive rating of 8th in the globe. Most significantly, Paolini has not advanced to a tournament semi-final or quarterfinal this season, a sharp contrast to the performance that had placed her in the top 10. Her performance during the Australian Open was especially worrisome. In what spectators called a fierce encounter, Paolini lost to Jovic, but Paolini seemed worn out and drained. Acknowledging her opponent's physical and mental exhaustion, Jovic made the most of the scenario by taking advantage of unforced mistakes and Paolini's inability to sustain her typical level of energy during the match. The defeat at the Australian Open was not a singular occurrence. Paolini's problems in the Qatar Open persisted as Maria Sakkari upset her in the opening round of the competition. Even though Sakkari is a talented player, her loss worries her supporters and team even more because she isn't even in the top 50 in the world right now. It says a lot about Sakkari's current form and mentality that a player in his current rating could easily overcome a player in the top 10 like Paolini. Paolini's physical status, mental state, and general preparation have all been questioned in light of these early departures and poor results. An astute adversary like Eala can take advantage of the pattern of subpar outcomes. The role of fan support is one of the most intriguing factors going into the Eala-Paolini game. Everywhere Alex Eala performs, she consistently receives a great deal of love from the crowd, especially when a sizable Filipino community is present. With a sizable Filipino expat population, the Dubai Open is probably going to offer a virtual home court advantage. It is impossible to overstate the importance of crowds in professional tennis. Supportive supporters' enthusiasm can improve a player's performance by giving them the extra adrenaline boost they need during pivotal situations. On the other hand, when the majority of people are against you, as Paolini is likely to be, it can lead to extra psychological strain that exacerbates pre-existing issues.
Go with Eala in a close three-setter. I reckon this is going to go down the wire, but because of the week off from Eala, I think that she might be able to cause the upset here, and Paolini is not playing that great. And unlike the Alexandrova match in Abu Dhabi where Eala got overpowered, that's not going to be the problem here. So I'm going to go with Eala on a limb. It's not going to be easy, but I reckon that Eala might be able to just get a non-confident or an unconfident.
Experts identify a number of crucial elements that work in Eala's favor. The focus of their analysis is superior contemporary form. Current form is frequently a better indicator of imminent results, even when rankings take into account points accrued over time. Paolini has been having trouble finding any rhythm or consistency in her outings, whereas Eala has been playing aggressive, self-assured tennis. Eala has also shown impressive tactical adaptability in her most recent games. She has demonstrated the flexibility to modify her strategy in the middle of a game and use various tactics based on her opponent's limitations. When facing a player like Paolini, who is currently susceptible and looking for solutions to her bad form, this tactical flexibility may prove vital. Another element in Eala's favor is her mental toughness. Despite her young, she has demonstrated exceptional poise under pressure, staying focused, and carrying out her plan of action even when things get difficult. Paolini's recent defeats, however, raise the possibility that she is struggling with mental weakness that a self-assured opponent could take advantage of. Even players from the past and present have been commenting on the duel, with many saying they think Eala can win and should win if she plays to her strengths. The forecast that Eala will win is given even more credibility by this vote of confidence from the tennis community. Eala will need to carry out a carefully thought-out strategy that takes advantage of Paolini's present weaknesses while maximizing her own advantages if she is to turn the expert predictions into reality. With Eala trying to dictate points from the baseline with her ability to hit long penetrating ground strokes that force Paolini behind the baseline, aggressive baseline play will be crucial. It will be essential to use court geometry, like she did in her match against Baptiste. Paolini can force mistakes from her opponent and create opportunities for winners by continually focusing on the wide regions and forcing Paolini to cross the greatest distance. Targeting Paolini's second serve aggressively will keep the Italian from settling into comfortable service games, while maintaining a high first serve percentage will continuously put pressure on Paolini's service games. Most essential, Eala needs to keep her cool during the game. Despite her difficulties, Paolini's still a top 10 player who can step up when called upon. Eala will have a great chance to win if she can maintain her composure and not be distracted by any changes in momentum. There is more to Eala and Jasmine Paolini's next showdown at the Dubai Open than just another professional tennis match. Eala sees it as a chance to make her debut on the largest platform, demonstrate her status as one of the best women's tennis players, and possibly win the biggest match of her nascent career. Paolini sees it as an opportunity to silence her detractors, turn around her problematic trend, and prove that her ranking in the top 10 is warranted. Given the rating discrepancy, the professional opinion that Eala is the favorite may appear audacious, but it is supported by a thorough examination of playing styles, psychological aspects, and current form. Eala has every reason to think she can achieve a spectacular triumph that might propel her career to new heights if she can stick to her strategy and remain composed.